Hello and namaste to everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's your Niti here, and today I'm gonna discuss about all the unanswered answers that you want to hear and that you must hear. And if you're planning to come to Denmark, or if you are residing in Denmark and you do not have enough knowledge about the visas, about how to survive here, about the job opportunities, then this video has got you. A lot of people struggle with this, and I was in the same situations before. So I have gathered all the collective experience from me myself personally, and from my colleagues, from my seniors, juniors, and have collected all of the answers that you want to hear and that you must hear. And most importantly, today I'm speaking in English because a lot of you have struggled in understanding my languages in my previous video. So in this video I'll be speaking in English till the end, so I think you might understand, because if you're coming here, you need to understand English too. So without getting late, let's get started. I have a pretty bunch of questions. So let's begin with the question number one. What is the current job situation in Denmark? Denmark has a strong job market, but it depends on the references, friend circles, job positions, as well as Danish speaking ability. Jobs in cleaning, warehouses, and restaurant and delivery, you can find it available, but it's like even if the job position is available, the job position will eventually go into the person who are being references with the person who is working under the same company. For example, if I'm working in a company and if the company is saying that it has a job position available, then the company will request one of the staff, I mean like all of the staff, whoever is working nicely, to recommend them to have another better staff for that position, who can work very significantly and very nicely. Because it's like, if the job posting is done in online, plenty of like about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 of applicants apply in the position, and they do get confused and they don't have enough time to take interviews or to look over all the CVs, the resume. So they prefer on getting the person through the person they trust, and it's like very hard. So it's better to have references and the person who can give you references. And the most important thing is, if you can speak basic Danish language, then it's a very high plus point that you can get job easily than other non-EU students who are struggling to find jobs. So this is it. I don't have any more explanation on this. So currently right now, a lot of students are struggling and a lot of them haven't gotten yet, but some of them have got through the reference. So the next question is, can I apply for a direct visa with housekeeping skills? So basically, Denmark doesn't have a direct work visa for housekeeping facilities or for housekeeping skills. It's like most of the people come through this study or work permit, and some of them also apply for EU blue card or working visa if the employer gave them sponsorship. Like, if you are coming in Denmark and as a student, and if you are working as a part-time, and if you have experience, and if you have good bond with the company owner, then you can talk with them and they can give you the sponsorship on your working visa. So is it better to move to the UK or Denmark? It depends on your own preferences and on your own goals, because the UK offers the postgraduate work permit, where it might be difficult for you to handle living expenses and the tuition fee too. But in Denmark, it's like similar kind of situations, but you can work over here as a part-time if you get the job. And like the living standard of Denmark is very high, like it's very high maintenance, and you need to have a lot of high expenses to to survive here. So I can't tell anything, but if you are thinking about PR processes or anything later on, both of the countries have different kind of cases, so it's better that you study both of the countries before applying and go with the best of your preference. So Let's move on to the next sections where we will be discussing about job market and work opportunities. So the question is, what kind of jobs do boys and girls get in Denmark? So basically the boys get a job like warehouse, kitchen helper, delivery, construction, cleaning, dishwashing, and customer service. It's something kind of like boys are at the plus point, because a lot of the company prefer boys in the kitchen helper and in the warehouses to lift the heavy items. And even in the dishwashing, the utensils are kind of big and heavy, so they prefer the boys who can sift the utensils, wash it, and do overall work, like overall work. So talking about girls, girls mostly get job in cleaning, restaurant jobs, babysitting, cashier and customer services, and even in the warehouse where they can work as like in the production or in the scanning line, where they can scan and scan the barcode of the product and maintain and stock inventory, like is stocking also. So the next for a dependent spouse is like they can work full time in any jobs. Which consultancy did you apply through? So I have handled all my application process without relying on any consultancies, because a lot of consultancy charge you a high amount, which is equivalent to the 1 month rent of residing in Denmark as a couple or as a dependent, or you might also think it's a like 2 month, it's equivalent to 2 month rent if you are single. So depending on the rate they charge, it's like you can do it if you follow the process, follow the steps, like you can do it by yourself without relying on any consultancies. But in my terms, I have applied with self, and through the official portal, through the official websites of the college. So it's like I have applied by myself. So let's move on to the next question. Is it okay to come to Denmark with a child? Yes, you can come to Denmark with your child, but it's pretty challenging, because if you think that you can handle all the extra expenses like childcare and everything that goes under the care of your child and the upbringing of your child, if you can handle every extra expenses, then it's like you can bring your child over here. But it's like you have to be prepared for about 3 months of extra expenses if you are moving into the Denmark. So let's move on the education and tuition fees. Which university are you studying at? So I'm currently studying at Niels Brock Copenhagen Business School in Denmark, which is a private university and has collaborated with tons of public university. So the next question is, can you manage tuition fees while working in Denmark? It's possible to manage your tuition fees, but it's tough, because a lot of students who came into Denmark for their study and work purpose, they get like the part-time work in cleaning, housekeeping, and in restaurant or any other sector. It's like they earned, but it usually cover only the living expenses of Denmark, because the living expenses of Denmark is very high, and the living standard is also very high, the cleanliness, everything in every perfect way. It's like, and you also have to pay the high amount of tax in here while working. And it's like, if you are a non-EU student, then the school fees and the tuition fees is also very high in comparison to the EU students. And it's basically like, if you can save the money while working, and if you can have the scholarship, then it's possible that you can pay the tuition fee here in Denmark. So let's move on to the next question. How can I find a job in Denmark? So basically there are tons of websites where you can apply for jobs, and in my last video also I have talked about the Vicar services. So there are a lot of job portals where you can apply for your online applications. Even they might like reject you. It's like you should never give up on applying your application. So the job portals that I recommend is Jobindex.dk, where you can find jobs. And in addition to that, I think I wanted to add something that you must learn some basic Danish languages, which will help you communicate with other and during the customer service, everything, like it's a plus point. So you also can join in a Facebook group like Job in Denmark, Copenhagen, something similar to that. A lot of groups are made where there are numerous of people who wanted to hire, and a lot of people who wanted to clean their apartment will be posting the job opportunities where you can apply. Some might be scam, some might be fake, but it depends on you, like whom you trust. But it's like, don't give up unless you try. So I will list some of the Facebook group where you can join and where you can also post about what kind of job you need, and which profession are you skilled at, and what are the skills that you possess. That's it. So the next and most important thing to find a job is networking. There are a lot of communities, as if you are Nepalese, or if you are Bangladeshi, if you are Pakistani, if you are Indian, then you can find plenty of communities of your own cultural background, or the mixed cultural, where you can join the community and ask for their help, or you can communicate, or have a good bond, have a good network, so they can refer you to someone if they know there is a job position available. And the next way is walking in. That means visiting in restaurants, cafes, and cleaning agencies with a CV. You do not have to carry plenty of CV. It's like you can also have your own CV on online, and some 2 to 3 CVs, and you can visit your areas by walking and asking if they have any available position. And even if they do, then you can ask them how to apply and what are the work that I must do, and that will be a very helpful too. So this is it, and this is only the way where you can find a job in Denmark. So the next question, here we go, is how can I sustain myself in Denmark? So it's basically like even if you come single, or even if you come in dependent, you must have a job to sustain yourself. If you're coming in single, then you must have the part-time job where you can sustain yourself. And talking about the dependent must have full-time job in order to sustain both of the student and the dependent, because the living expenses is totally high in comparison to what you are facing in your own country. And basically a lot of students work about like 15 to 20 hours per week. And another way of sustaining in Denmark is by living in a low cost budget or low cost living, like living in a shared apartments where everything is shared, and your cost of living will be also in a minimal, where you will be sharing the kitchen, food, expenses and everything, and using the public transport instead of having your own transportation. Like, but you can also have your personal bicycle where you can travel, but it's like you can't travel in most of the places with bicycle, because you need to have to travel with train too. So it's like if you have cycle and public transport, it's a way easier. So the next is financial planning, which will help you in sustaining yourself in Denmark by saving from the initial start, from the initial work. If you save little, then you can sustain in Denmark, because you will have the money from savings, and it will also be easy while paying tuition fees. So these were the answers that you guys wanted to hear from me, so I gave it. It's all reality. It's not like it's not created by myself. So let's move on to the questions which I have additionally prepared for you, which will be very useful also. How much can I earn from a part-time job in Denmark? So basically, back in our homeland, back in our Asian homeland, if you are non-EU, then you will understand that back in our homeland, the wages are calculated on the basis of the like 2 weeks or the month you have worked in that company. But here in Denmark, your wages is calculated per hour, and the hour you give to the company. So it's like the minimum wage per hour is 110 to 130 Danish kroner, and even in that earnings, taxes is also applied, which is very high. And the monthly earnings of students range between 6,000 to 10,000 Danish kroner, depending on the working hours they did or they have done. So that's it. It's like even if you earn 130 kroner per hour, the taxes will be applied, and the taxes is very high, so you must be prepared with that. So let's move on to the next questions. Is it easy to get PR residency in Denmark? It's like you need to live and work a long time in Denmark in order to get PR, and also you need to have a full-time job, and you need to be sponsored by an employer who can give you a work permit, and also you need to meet the language requirements as per the Danish rules. The PR to get the PR, the rule is very strict, but with a proper planning you can get the PR residency. You can get the PR with the proper planning from the beginning of the time you entered in Denmark. So what is the best city for students in Denmark? Like, Copenhagen is the most popular city in the Denmark, but some cities like Aarhus and Odense are also very affordable, and the universities also charge lesser amount of fees than in Copenhagen. Also have good universities and lower cost living. So the next question, so what are the living expenses in Denmark? So we have categorized into 3 sections, which is very most important, and where our expenses will be going on. That will be rent, food and transport. So in rent, the rent amount might be differ according to the area or the places you reside on, but it's basically like, if you are single, it's like 3,500 to 4,000 Danish kroner with your CPR, and if you are dependent, it's like something like 6,000 to 7,000 Danish kroner with CPR, and it will be a lot of helpful and cheaper if you live in a shared apartment. So talking about food, it's like if you are single, it's like 1,000 to 1,500, and if you are independent, it's like 2,000 in a month, 2,000 Danish kroner in a month. So talking about the transport system, it's like 700 to 1,500 Danish kroner, depending on the zone that you want to travel. So let's go into the next question. What is the best way to prepare before coming in Denmark? So the best way to prepare before coming in Denmark is, please learn the basic Danish language, which will help you in Danish speaking ability and finding a job. Like, there is a high chance of getting job easily if you have Danish speaking ability. And the next thing is, please save enough money before coming in Denmark for at least about 3 to 6 months of your expenses residing in Denmark, because it's not sure that you might get job after landing here in Denmark. Plenty of students and dependents are struggling to get a job even after residing here for 6 months, and they are asking for the money from their hometown, from their home back home, which is pretty difficult even for the parents to send the money for their children. And if you are well prepared, and if you're well aware that you have to be prepared for the extra expenses, and you can sustain yourself with your saving money, then only I suggest you to come here and apply for the online jobs before arriving in Denmark, and also apply for accommodations and housing before coming in Denmark, because it's really difficult to find the accommodations here in Denmark, because a lot of students who are from the senior, like who have been residing here from past 16 months or from past 1.5 year or 6 months ago, or like who have been coming here just now, are facing a lot of difficulties in finding proper accommodations. And without even a proper accommodations, you can't even live a proper life here. So you must be well prepared about your housing, accommodations, your 3 to 6 months of expenses, and Danish language. Please learn Danish, basic Danish language. I'm not saying that please don't come or please come. I'm just saying that please be mentally prepared if you are planning to come here, because the decision is on your hand. Looking at the present scenario, and a lot of content creators and a lot of people giving you suggestions about not coming in Denmark, you might feel pressured on making the decision, but it's up to you. If you think that you can cover all the expenses, living expenses, and if you think that you can handle all the expenses, tuition fees, then it's all right. And if you also think that you can handle all the expenses of your child, then it's all right, you can come in here in Denmark. And unless you experience it yourself, it's like everybody's saying are like non-convincing in a way, but because you can feel the pain of someone being drained it's unless it's your turn. So be mentally prepared, and best of luck guys for your application and if you're planning on coming here in Denmark. So I will be giving you some of the websites where you can apply for job applications, and that's it. I don't have any more saying on these, because you might have already learned about the situation here in Denmark. Like, it's like you can sustain here if you have plenty of money, plenty of expenses. It's not like Denmark is it's not like I'm telling this country is bad or something like that. It's like if you can handle your expenses on your own, then only you should come here. That's it. So guys, this is it for this video. If you find it more useful, and if you want more informations and the further days, then you can comment in the comment section below. And if you want more information, then you can comment in the comment section below, and I'll be answering all of your questions. So this is it guys, this is for today's video. I hope you all get the useful informations and all the information that you want to hear and that you must hear before coming in Denmark. Please be well prepared, mentally, physically, financially, and in every way, like emotionally too. So this is it. If you need any further details, then you can comment down. And due to my college hours, I was not being able to record my videos, so sorry for the late response. So guys, all of you, please take care, have a nice day ahead, and have a well prepared planning before coming here. That's all I can say. So if you think that this video was useful, please do subscribe, like, and share the link to the people who must need to hear this thing before coming in Denmark, or who are planning to coming in Denmark. That's it. So guys, I'll be meeting you in the next video, so stay tuned guys. That's it for today's video. Bye bye, take care.